You're in the phone interview process. Let's set you up for success so the company moves forward right after the call. Let's walk through 3 tips that will help you be successful. Phone interview tip number 1. Make sure that you pick up the phone in the appropriate way. What do I mean by this? Do not pick up the phone and say, "Who is this?" or "Hello." You really need to make sure that you're building rapport from the first word that comes out of your mouth. That way, you're setting the tone for the success of the call. Let's go through a quick example. Phone interview tips of what not to say. Ring, ring. Hello? Who is this? Instead, make sure you state your name when they do call you. Ring, ring. Hello? Rita, Baroody speaking. Picking up the phone and mentioning your name, building rapport initially early on is really, really key. This will again set you up for success. Hope you enjoyed that quick skit. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. I will be posting a video every week to help you with your career and also land a great opportunity. Phone interview tip number 2. Make sure you pay attention to your tone. Your tone matters a lot in the phone interview. They are not seeing you, you're not in person, you're only over the phone. And all I can hear is your voice. All they can hear is your voice. Bring energy to your tone, but stay clear and concise with how you are communicating. Slow down your speech if you need to. That will give you enough time to also think through how you're responding to questions and how you are articulating your experience. So stay clear, speak slower, and you will feel more confident during the phone interview. Your tone is key to building rapport over the phone. So make sure you are paying attention to it. And if you have to practice beforehand, calling someone the day before, just to ask the other person how you are sounding over the phone, that is a great way of testing out if you are sounding energized and you are able to build rapport. Again, you might not notice it yourself, but if you ask someone to assess how you are sounding, then you might be able to adjust your tone before you have that phone interview. Remember, this is the first impression that they could potentially have of you and potentially deciding on moving forward. It's setting the tone for the whole team to meet you. So keep that mindset when you're going into the phone interview, and that will also help you bring your best self forward, knowing that this first interaction with your phone interviewer could set the tone for the whole interview process. Get excited about that. And then that will help you bring your best self forward. Phone interview tip number 3. Make sure you are prepared to speak about your background and that you are prepared to ask great questions. How can you be prepared? Make sure you review your resume, especially the version that the company has. You might have multiple versions, which is fine. Just make sure that the version that they have, you have reviewed it and you're able to speak to each bullet point on your resume. This is the number one reason why I always have professionals tell me they don't move forward in the interview process. They weren't ready to speak about their experience. Don't let that be you. It's the number one item I hear hiring companies why they don't move forward is because they're not sensing that you can speak about your background, and they want someone who can come in, be confident, and confidently speak about their background and the value that they can add to their organization. So please make sure you are reviewing your resume. It sounds so basic, but you might just forget when you get to the phone interview. You just might forget certain items, and that you want to definitely avoid that. Also, make sure you have researched the company. Look at their LinkedIn company page. Hopefully they have one. And make sure you read any recent news in the past 3 to 6 months so you can bring that up, build more rapport during the phone interview. You can ask questions like, I saw your company invested in X or has created a new product. And then ask a follow-up question. How has that impacted the growth of your company? And what do you look forward to in your company in the next year or in the next 1 to 5 years? What are you most excited about? That way you can build rapport. You can mention when they answer the question, hopefully they're excited about something in the organization. You can say, oh, that's great. And that's exactly why I was also interested in interviewing with your company. So continue to build rapport when you are mentioning your experience and asking great questions. Since you stayed till the end, I'm going to give you a bonus tip, and that is use these nice post-its to remind yourself of certain items that you want to talk about. So place the post-it on your laptop, on your notebook, on a window if you have, and write some keywords down. Write words that will help you remember what you want to mention during the interview process. And especially since it's not face to face, it's not in person, use that to your advantage and put down a few notes and make sure that they're organized. So as the phone interview progresses, especially let's say the last step where, hey, do you have any questions for us? Okay, great. I have a post-it note just for that section. And I have another post-it note to make sure I thank them for their time. That's going to be the last post-it note that I have in front of me to make sure that I remind myself to continue to build that rapport right at the end of the phone interview. I want that person to know that you are thankful for their time, and that will set the tone for hopefully them moving forward. When you pay attention to the way that you pick up the phone and you pay attention to your voice, you're energized, you don't sound sleepy, you're showing interest, you continue to build rapport throughout the whole phone interview, and you're prepared to speak about yourself and ask great questions, that's when the employer will move forward.